Call to order the Ayer Conservation Commission meeting for Thursday, April 11th, 2024. This meeting is open under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Ayer Wetlands Bylaw. First, any change in the agenda?
No.
No? All good?
All good.
All right.
We should be out by 11 p.m. tonight.
I think so. Can we get approval of the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, sorry. I forgot to. Opposed, nay? Passes unanimously, as John would say.
Yes, you would.
What was it?
Yes, you would.
Yes, he would. All right. We now come to the next section, public input. If there's anybody, I'm sorry?
Minutes.
Oh, I went to the agenda and I forgot the minutes. Okay, let's do the minutes. Any changes to the minutes from March 28th, 2024, our last meeting?
Nope.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 28th, 2024?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Also passes unanimously.
I can't talk and
right?
at the same time anymore.
What's the 411?
We didn't.
Exactly. All right, now we'll move to the second bullet, which is the public input section of our meeting. Heather, do you have an extra?
I do. The agenda's right here.
You went on agenda? There you go. Thank you. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to provide some public input?
Here comes Barry.
Your microphone is off.
Oh, yeah, yours. You don't have red.
I didn't do it.
Thanks, Barry.
That's what I get paid the big bucks for.
Thank you.
Got the magic touch.
I have been saying aye.
Is there any public input from the crowd? All right. With that, then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. We have a discussion of the conservation restriction monitoring report from Autumn Ridge.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Would you mind stating your name again for the record, please?
For the public.
I'm Steve Smith, the approved monitor, the appointed monitor for the Autumn Ridge Conservation Restriction.
Lovely to have you with us.
Here to make my annual report. These exhibits are going to be used on our trailhead kiosk, but they're nice exhibits, so I'll share them with you for the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
I also want the,
Sure. I like the little toys. That's cool.
and I also have copies of the report. There's that direction, more for that direction.
Thank you.
Are you gonna save stuff for John?
I can.
I mean, I don't know if you care.
Extras. If you have an extra, I'd take it back.
I've rarely seen those.
Thank you.
Other pictures.
So, I want to draw your attention. We have Chuck Francis here from Autumn Ridge. He's a resident and he's the chief of the outdoors at Autumn Ridge. He watches the outdoors.
Want to sit up with us, Jeff? Why don't you go?
No, it's fine.
You sure? Okay.
It's a more comfortable chair.
It is.
He helps me organize the residents for trails and monitoring, and he takes these pictures. So these pictures, I hope you were able to look at them on your computer, but they're pretty neat pictures.
Yeah.
Like that turtle crossing. That's a real turtle crossing by the side.
I checked that, I was like, oh, check out the snapping. Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Nice of him to
And
follow
a
that.
bluebird and a,
Like the head on Tom Turkey, I'm from the head.
yeah, isn't that something?
I'm glad that the turtle knows where to cross.
The turtle made,
Follows the rules.
looked at the sign, yeah. And Chuck caught the turkey in full bloom and red fox and a scruffy looking porcupine. I guess they're always scruffy looking.
The baby ones are cute.
Yeah, I just, inside the report, there's a whole list of new sightings of wildlife and birds, and I just wanted to emphasize that this is an extraordinary habitat. All the way from Pine Meadow up through the Lower Pond and Rock Meadow Pond, and up the hillsides. It's really an extraordinary habitat. I never appreciated it when I was young, and I lived there as a Boy Scout and a teenager, and chasing the sheep around, getting them in the fence, and I never appreciated how much of a really neat habitat it was. And it's improved because of the beavers creating the big ponds. It's always a pleasure to go there in my older years and be part of it, and have your blessing to monitor it, and keep close watch.
Super blessing.
And appreciation.
Yes.
So I'll start at the top of the report. I am the volunteer steward. We did the baseline on this CR in 2010, 5 years after it was established. But ever since 2010, in 15 and 20, now again in 25 next year, we'll do an update of the photos. I don't know, Heather, if you've seen those photos
I've seen them.
in the book.
Yep.
But they're updated every 5 years.
Okay.
And so,
Those are updated from certain key photo points, so they compare
yeah,
every year.
yeah, exact points with compass bearings. And the idea is they shouldn't look different, except that Mother Nature might make a change. But nobody else is supposed to make a change. So this year we did I did a few walks. They're on the last page on the map. I did one with my sister Beverly, and I did one alone, and this long one down beside Rock Meadow Pond was with the big group from Autumn Ridge. How many did we have? 11? Yes. 11 people came from Autumn Ridge to help, and they were energetic too, climbing all over the hillsides looking for geocaches, and, observing boundary markers. So my first, I've updated the Board of Trustees too. There are new members on the Board of Trustees. Every year I update that, so you have the up-to-date contact information and who's governing the village. And there's also a change in the management company contact. Leanna Anderson is new as of my writing of this report. Now, number one, I want to spend a little time here. In 2023 was a year of above average rain, and water level in Rock Meadow Pond was high. This was exacerbated by the failure of the beaver deceiver. I don't know if you know where it is, but this dam has a beaver deceiver, and also
Just park right
this
here.
dam.
Oh, let's park along the road.
Which one failed?
So this dam has a beaver deceiver,
Right.
and this rock pond
Yeah.
is held back by that beaver dam. And this dam has a beaver deceiver, and this is a small pond that's backed up by that dam.
Which was the deceiver that failed?
This one,
This one.
this one.
Okay.
And I noticed it, when did I write to you? September?
Yeah.
About September, we noticed that the water levels were higher in Rock Meadow Pond. That beaver deceiver was put in there, not by my request, but by your decision, to govern that water level after the big breach. You remember that?
Yep.
You two were here at the time of the big breach. That dam let go, and the whole of Rock Meadow Pond, which is about 10 acres, that Rock Meadow Pond is about 10 acres, let go, and it went downstream and wiped out this dam totally, and then went into Pine Meadow Pond, and then Pine Meadow Pond overflowed its, the cement dam at the end of Pine Meadow Pond, right next to Oak Ridge Drive. It overflowed that, washed out Oak Ridge Drive. Big ditch, as big as this table and as deep as the table on end in the culvert. And so town had to close the road, and it was closed, I don't know, 2 or 3 months till they fixed
I'm
it.
not sure if it was that long. It seemed pretty fast they got it open again.
Really? Well, that's good, yeah.
But the wash into Flanagan Pond was so much, it backflowed also into Sandy Pond and raised the water level there about a foot. Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah,
catastrophic event.
yeah.
I think it surprised the dickens out of all of us. But subsequent to that, you were entering a program of beaver deceivers, and I'm not aware of all of them, but I think Long Pond has one. And both these dams at Autumn Ridge have a beaver deceiver. And in our collaboration, I recommended that we drop the level of Rock Meadow Pond by a foot with the establishment of that beaver deceiver. Thinking that would reduce the volume of water by a lot, 10 acre feet. That's a lot of water, 10 acre feet, And I'm guessing at the acreage, I think it might be more.
Yeah.
But it would preserve the habitat. It would be a healthy wetland, preserve the habitat, and by God, it worked. Beautiful. Everything was in balance. The beavers were deceived. They put rocks and sticks on the dam, but it didn't do any good, see? And the water flowed out downstream, and we go along the edge of the pond every year with our monitoring, and we know how high it's supposed to be. And last September, I was walking down the Rock Meadow Trail alongside the pond. I says, "Whoa, that thing is
high.
much bigger.
Yeah.
It's spread.
Yeah.
It's higher."
Right.
And there was no other explanation, but the beaver deceiver wasn't working right. Now, I don't know if it's not working at all.
Weren't they going to fix it, or did they fix
They
it?
fixed the one over at Snake Hill, over by there was a fairly full one at Snake Hill for the gun club. That one they fixed. We authorized that. I contacted Beaver Solutions for this one, and I believe they went out and checked on it. I need to verify with them. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with Dan to go over all the beaver issues in town, and I'm hoping to get like a list and see what we can nail out this year and put on tap for next year, because we have money for looking at addressing some of those. But we'll have them double check that one as well, because I did go out after you called me and I looked too, because I'm like, oh, it's raining a lot, let's go see, because I have no idea where any of these deceivers are. I don't know, so I should go look. And Yeah, walking along the trail, it got close. The water was close. You had to kind of go up a little bit.
Reported last week the trail was flooded.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
so wet.
So that could be just spring water, but.
Yeah, I think that's just the rainwater we had now.
Where's the one on Snake Hill then? Because I thought when we were talking about,
There was the gun club has one.
but I thought they have a separate one? Okay.
Yeah, I got a list from Mike Callahan about all the, was it Mike Callahan? Yeah, about all the ones we have, because I'm like, I don't even remember. And I'm trying to, and I gotta gather it all together and see if I can get,
It's confusing, because when you showed us the thing from Mike Callahan,
yeah.
that was, the authorization that we did on that was for, I think, the one at Habitat Observation Point.
Was it?
Yeah. Don't you remember, George? Do you remember, George?
I think so, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And
When was that?
it was like 2011, 12, somewhere.
Oh, that was last, yeah, I
When it
that
was put in?
When it was put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, but I don't remember the gun club having one.
They have one. There's one that they had a failure on that one. It was flooding out the power lines.
Okay, because,
That's when we did that over the fall.
but we never put that one in the first place.
Maybe they did.
They showed, no, we did, because I asked for they showed me the bills, and that was from 2017.
Yeah, but
Because I verified it, because you had those questions when it came in, and I verified it with them.
Okay.
I did do that. Because you had the question.
Yeah, we did, but then I thought, okay, when we looked at it, I thought, oh yeah, that, in my mind, it was like, oh yeah, that was this one.
Yeah, no, I think that, because it is oddly enough, because it runs the power lines, and you get disoriented in town sometimes when you're looking through the woods. I will be walking through a trail, and we'll go and go, hey, that's that. How am I already over there? I don't know. So that could be part of it, but I will have them triple check this one as well.
I believe that lower dam
Yeah,
is okay.
okay.
That water level in that lower pond
Yeah, it's the yeah.
is not changed that I can observe.
Yeah.
And that would be logical. It's less stress there. That's a much smaller pond. But I just wanted to have this discussion with you,
Yeah.
sort of to gauge whether or not you're going to do something.
Oh, yes.
Because there's no danger to this conservation restriction from that failure. There's virtually no danger. The higher level in the pond might bug Todd and the moors a little bit because it backs up towards a road and whatever, but it's not something that floods people's houses or even comes close. It doesn't come close to Autumn Ridge houses, the water level. The most we get maybe is a little trail flooding.
Yeah.
So it's really not a danger to the, but because of that danger to the public infrastructure, Oak Ridge Road,
Yeah.
I assume that's the reason you did it in the
Yeah.
beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's enough said. I would like to be informed,
Yes, as soon as I find out what happens with that, I'll make sure I let you know.
and if you know the date it's going to be worked on, I'd love to see that work go.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to see the work going on? Yeah.
Well, the Beaver Dam, the one at the end of Rock Meadow Pond now, the old dam, there's not much showing.
So the water's right up there.
Showing.
They did the mud and the sticks and they,
Yeah,
They built another lodge across the pond because the lodge that they had was filled up a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
But the new lodge is extremely high.
so their living room got a little wet, I guess.
they're loving all this rain we're having.
Yeah, but they built a new lodge, so they have a nice living room inside.
And this one should be it's covered under our maintenance thing.
Yeah, no, I believe I mentioned to them they went and checked it, but I'll just make sure that they.
What did you say?
It's covered under our maintenance contract.
Yep.
With Beaver Solutions, too.
Oh,
They
really?
checked
Oh,
the other one at the other dam.
Yeah, they're supposed
They
to
go
every
and
fall.
check them every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. They check them every year to make sure that they're working. So I think there wasn't, so, but I'll just verify with them that they did check that one. There was no issues.
So you're not sure if they've checked this one since I reported?
I'm not, I have to go through and verify that with them.
Just so you know, we have a beaver deceiver at the Long Pond Dam
Right.
that the beavers lost their deception on. They outwitted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fill it with junk?
there's a couple of them that they have, and this past fall, was the year of, the beavers are flooding trails throughout the town, and we had such a wet summer,
Yeah.
and then I think when it started to dry out, they were just like, but wait, we had all this rain, so they started damming things to get where they were again. So if we have a drier summer, it's just gonna be the same again, because they're just loving all this water, they want to keep it.
The osprey are back now,
Oh, good.
but the island that they were on is all flooded, but they're still up, but they fixed the old nest that they had. I've been there 8 years, and I think it's the same osprey have come back the 8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Well, they've been there longer than that. We
Yeah.
2010 at least they were there, so. Yeah. They're a pleasure to see. Make an awful screech though. It's not a very nice screech.
I saw one, I think it was last summer. It looked like it was in Sandy Pond. It was struggling to get out of the water.
Oh,
And I was thinking, uh-oh. So I got my binoculars out. I was thinking, am I going to have to take a kayak out and help it? And it finally got out. It had a big fish.
big
was
fish. It's too heavy.
having trouble getting,
Got that thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let go of that thing. But that's where they go to fish, Sandy Pond.
yeah.
They don't fish in Rock Meadow Pond. I never saw. Did you ever see an osprey dive? Never.
Not in that pond.
No. It's probably because they know better. It's shallow. Hit their head.
Well, there's a lot of stumps, all woods that was cut. Most of those stumps are covered. The turtles are having problem finding places to land on now.
Yeah. Well, I bet if the state stocked it, the osprey would fish there. Because they do stock Sandy Pond.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Moving on. Number 3. At Smith Pond, which is the one, Smith Pond is this one.
Yeah.
This one. The beavers have stayed away for several years. We'd like them to stay away from that pond, as it raises cane when they elevate it. But we've lost the otters too. The otters haven't come back, and it's growing some yucky vegetation. Peg doesn't like the vegetation. Peg is the chair of the Board of Trustees. Chuck and she live within inside of Smith Pond, and she doesn't like the ugly vegetation. It's Mother Nature. Anyway, all the list of animals and birds, the 23 sightings are noted by 23. And we got a coyote that's been noticed for 4 years now. And we've got a black bear. I'm not sure the black bear that frequented Autumn Ridge doesn't seem to be around. But my sister Beverly saw one on Snake Hill Road, so I included it. I've never seen the otters, but if you go there early enough in the morning, you can see the otters playing in the water, sliding down. I don't know if I sent to you, I had a hiker, saw a hiker at, or a bird watcher at Observation Point, and he had just taken a video of otters swimming in Pine Meadow Pond. And they were doing this and that and everything. I think I sent it to you, but it was 3 or 4 years ago. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch.
They're lovely.
The wildlife is in this. The people at Autumn Ridge help a lot, Chuck especially, but the people that contributed to this list, besides Chuck, John Marion, John Cadigan, Marion Stoddard, Beverly Smith, Diane Stedman, Deb Daly, and Richard Smith. Marion's used to be out there with a friend. They picked up some interesting water things, and, like the bullfrog and the green frog and the sunfish and this and that, but the friend left and she hasn't done it so much anymore. No hunter interactions are reported. The signs are up. Chuck and I put them there in 2018. We have a no hunting zone around the village. And then the public access zone, which is demarcated by this line. So this is all public access from the Pine Meadow area. Follows the same hunting rules as Pine Meadow, which are posted at the trailhead at Pine Meadow. But the no hunting is this area next to the village. Chuck and I put signs up here and here and here. And they've been undisturbed and no observation of hunters, right. The power company wasn't active this year. They did a heck of a job the last couple of years cutting trees, building roads.
Cut very, very large pine trees down near the wires. What bothered me is they just left, they didn't put them in piles, they just left all the pine there in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
Anybody, fire could have started.
Are they still there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're still there. They're rotting away.
Yeah.
That's this power line here
Yeah.
that Chuck is talking about. And we had to even cut the trees. They blocked our trail for a while. We had to cut the trees out of there. On the field work trip this year, we had, as I said, 11 people. Chuck, John Marion, Beth Kubik, Deb Daly, Diane Stedman, Myrtle Lind, Karen Roy, Jean Demert, Pat Mahon, and Beverly Smith.
We're getting a lot of female people helping us now. The newer people, men, aren't interested in coming. There's only a few of us old people, men, left that are working the trails or anything.
Women.
But the younger women, some of them are like mountain goats.
Yeah.
They're great. I just hope they stay with it, but the men are dropping off.
They seem to have a really good time. So. The trail work was done last last May, and we had our whole crew working, and Chuck and I have decided May 18th is the trail work day this year. We haven't announced it yet and gathered people, but we're going to, starting this weekend. No encroachments by campers, fire builders, motorcycles, motorbikes, hunters, or boaters. We've had all of them in the past, but none observed this year. We observed 3 geocaching sites this year. The one near the Lower Beaver Dam, down here on this hillside, that one seems to be gone. It was just right in there. But the other ones, there are 2 at the observation point within 20 feet of each other, which is strange. Maybe there's 2 different clubs or something, I don't know. But then there's one up here. They're all on publicly accessible land, and we don't think there's any reason to discourage it. It's a sport, and it's publicly accessible. I bet you there are some on the Pine Meadow land too. Never have come across them, but if you get on the website and join the club, I guess you get the GPS points and you can go. There's also, I don't think I noted it here, but there are also boulderers, people that climb boulders. That come here to, there's rocky hillside there on Porcupine Hill. And they come in with backpacks with mattresses on. There's huge backpacks with mattresses. So they lie them out, and then they climb these boulders, and they're upside down. So if they fall on the mattress. Isn't that funny? I came across one day, and he was upside down on the inner side of the boulder and his mattress is out. But there again, I think the big boulder on Pine Meadow land is also a destination. They have a club, they have GPS points, they go, but they're all on publicly accessible land. The haying and the mowing of the fields, the zones of the CR allow farming in the fields. And David Elides, the neighbor, hays where he can get his big equipment in. And my brother takes a rotary mower on the back of a Kubota onto the fields where it's narrow. And together they keep the fields in good shape. There's no financial transaction between David Elides and the Autumn Ridge because he does the work for the benefit of the hay. He's a hay farmer and hay seller, so there's no, it's just call it even.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo. And my brother does his mowing in it. I do some mowing on the trails crossing the power lines. I do that in Westford too, but I come to Ayer with my lawn tractor and do it. We've signed liability waivers in favor of Autumn Ridge, so our equipment or whatever, if we get in trouble, it's us. It's on us, not them. All right, that's the report. I'd be happy to answer any questions or take any action items you might have.
Thank you, great.
Welcome.
You see on our agenda, the next discussion item is we're trying to get a group going for Pine Meadow.
Yeah, I got responses from quite a few people just saying, let me know what day.
So I saw this on the website.
Yep.
And Steve, I know you said you'd be interested sometime, maybe in joining in. We don't have correct email for you.
I do.
You do?
I've been emailing them. Maybe I just didn't put it on the other one.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I remember last year
I got
we were
your
looking
correct
for it.
email. I've had your correct email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Sorry.
Steve, just a quick question for you on the folks that are going out and helping you on all this. Are they all people who live in that neighborhood, or is it just from all over town?
No, it's all the people are from Autumn Ridge.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's a little bit of magic that we have going there.
Sounds like a good community.
Yeah. Because theoretically, my role as monitor is a adversary role. But I've learned, doing this on the Appalachian Trail, that the more you make friends, the more everything goes better. And so right from the beginning, we made friends. And I think the residents of Autumn Ridge are more dedicated to the maintenance of this conservation restriction than we are. I mean, they really take it serious. And they love this wildlife.
They're
It's
back
an
here.
aging community, though. The original residents are either dying off or going into nursing homes. That's why the younger people coming in don't have as much interest as the older people did at the time.
You're very pessimistic about that. But every time we have an event, it seems like people come out. Yeah, we can advertise this.
Yeah, I'll send you when we have working days, because hearing you say you're gonna have yours on May 18th, we need to do some. Might be nice to maybe coordinate, so we could do two sides at the same time. Maybe to do,
Meet in the middle for cookies.
yeah.
When we did have the
Be a
air,
good exchange of ideas too, so they
Yeah.
could see
What they've
what
done.
Ridge are doing.
Yeah.
Because I know they've asked us, like, what exactly do you want us to do?
Yep.
And
So it's like, oh, I'm working the neighborhood that, maybe we could do have our group meet that. I mean, it's getting kind of late in the year. Maybe try to aim for two, one the first Saturday of May, and then aim for the second one that time.
Right.
And do those two and see what we can get going. I'm glad you came in and mentioned that, so I can write that down and say we should do ours that day too.
Yeah, Autumn Ridge can kind of maybe like mentor those folks.
Yeah.
Just give them, this is what,
Yeah, because I mean, the trails meet up, right? So like, I've come in from Autumn Ridge side, and I was like, oh, I like coming in this side. It's just as nice as coming in the other way.
Yeah.
I haven't come in the Oak Ridge way yet. I haven't done that one yet. I gotta do that one.
Steep hill at the beginning.
Yeah. That's,
Get over it. Get over it. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Just saying.
My old dog used to pull me up.
Oh, is that right?
that's helpful, huh?
Got a boost.
Yeah. The one I have right now, Benji, he's like, oh, I shouldn't pull on a leash. And it's like, no, here you should. But
So, my thought would be, and when we had the Air Greenway Committee going in full swing, we'd have work days, invite everybody, then we'd assign individuals to pieces of the trail.
yeah.
And-
That's the plan to hopefully get to that point.
And that, and we also had some of the Autumn Ridge residents come to the Pine Meadow Pond
Yeah.
work days. I guess Keith is the only one I remember that's still in Autumn Ridge, Keith Frederick. He used to come to those. But anyway, I don't think you ever did. Did you ever come to it? I don't think so. You're too young.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Done?
Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate the report. Nice and thorough as always.
And,
And you're going to post these, right?
yeah, these are gonna go on. Chuck's got a project going of upgrading the trailhead kiosk. New pictures, new maps.
and Heather's going to be eventually taking over doing our
Yeah, that's.
baseline monitoring. So
Yes, I am. I am going to be doing baseline monitoring at some point.
so
Yeah.
there's the pro.
I know.
I noticed in the website that North Country Land Trust does some work for you.
They did. They've gotten busy.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a challenge for them to keep up with their workload and such. So.
They're a pretty good group. Yeah.
I guess they've had a lot of potential, they've had a lot of projects this past year and they've lost some people. So they've been, I guess, overwhelmed.
Oh,
But, so we're trying to get
We're
our
in the
CRs.
process
in
of
tight.
working on a new plan on those.
Yeah. And then once we get it all, everything in ship shape, Heather's taking over our
I
baseline
can
monitoring.
try to do the baseline monitoring. Yeah, I can't. I mean, well, the yearly monitoring. I can't do the full
Oh.
baseline.
You know, but you know what? For the monitoring, maybe next year you should join Steve on one of the work trips because
Yeah.
he's doing the
Yeah, I can.
photos.
Yeah, that next year, and
Yeah.
then as it gets going, maybe we can find some intern from the school that's going
Yeah.
in for conservation.
Yeah.
what are you doing May 18th? You want to come?
What, this May 18th? We're gonna try to do one for Pine Meadow and meet up with you guys. I'll email you and let you know
All right.
about that. But when you do your monitoring,
Oh,
you take the pictures, I would like to do that next year.
okay. That may be my last 5-year picture taken. I'm going to be 82 when I do that, so.
So next year,
Yeah, next year, yeah, well, it's fine by me.
if there is one.
Okay, then. You want me to continue, I guess?
Yes,
we do.
please.
At least one more year.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Thanks, Chuck.
Me too.
Nice seeing you.
Great pictures.
Yeah.
Keep sending them.
Do you use a special camera or do you use a cell phone camera? or-
No, I'm a photographer, but I got a big lens, and I just point and shoot.
It works. Do
Let the camera do the stuff, right?
its job.
Okay, bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
I'm wrong myself.
All right, next item on the agenda, discussion around the Friends of Pine Meadow Land Stewards, which you sort of kind of already
Yeah,
started.
we already kind of did, yeah, so I emailed the whole
continue
group.
to it.
Yeah, I emailed the whole group. I received 2 or 3 responses to people just basically saying, well, let us know what day and we'll go. I don't think anyone has any interest in coming to a nightly meeting. They'd rather just be outside. So, and hearing that Pine Meadow is going to, Autumn Ridge is going to be doing their work day on the 18th, probably a good idea to do ours on
Assuming
that
that's a
day.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's a Saturday, doing ours the same time. I don't know if we want to try to schedule one earlier than that on May 4th. We can do May the 4th be with you. Event, yeah.
Why on the
I
4th?
think that would be,
And then that way we could have 2 dates set for people and
Yeah.
go from there. I think waiting all the way to the 18th to do our first one is gonna be, I'm just afraid if we get another either wet or mosquito-y summer, it's gonna be hard to get out.
When,
So I'd rather do a couple and see what we can get for people out there.
when's town cleanup?
So the town cleanup, so we have a lot, in my update, I'll have a lot of these.
Is it
Yeah, the townwide cleanup is gonna be the 27th,
Okay.
April 27th.
Okay.
It's the same day as the Pocket Forest 1-year anniversary as well.
Okay, so what, so 27th is town cleanup?
Yep.
4th would be
Yeah, we'll do it.
phase
We'll,
1 Pine
Yep.
Meadow?
Yeah, and then we'll do another one on the 18th and see what we get for people on that one. And go from there and make our list from there, because even if we just get,
kids welcome.
yes, yes, obviously,
Yeah.
do that best you can to figure out, that whole aspect of it. But yeah, kids can always come because it's outside. All kids should go outside.
It might be neat though, like I said, to maybe, if there's a way that we could purposely make sure that the groups do literally
Yeah,
meet
that's
up.
what I'm thinking. So I'm hoping, I haven't gotten the trailblazers in yet. I'm hoping if they come in time, we can do some of the trailblazing on the 4th. And then on the 18th, kind of just tag along with the Autumn Ridge folks to see how it is what they're doing and get some into almost like a question and answer, like how-to type of visit with them on that day. That's my hope, but they haven't come in yet, but we still have the whole month of April. So that's the hope on that end of things.
So when you're letting the email group know about this, I think put the emphasis then on the 4th. Like that would be the primary day, and then make it maybe a little bit more vague that we'll try and do something on the 18th.
18th, yeah.
But so that people aren't like, oh, well, I'll do it then, but
Yeah.
not then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll do that and then make a list from there. It's just one of these things. It's like trying to figure everything out. It's a new adventure on my end.
Yeah.
So did Steve say that he has like a couple people assigned to each different trail?
Yeah, so when we did the Land Steward program was early established when I was in Littleton, and what it was because they had multiple conservation lands, so there'd be a land steward, there'd be like 4 land stewards for this property, 4 for this one, and they would take turns, right? So like once once a month one would go, and then the next month the other one would go, and they would rotate and they'd pick whatever weekends, and that's what they would do. And they would monitor it that way. And that's ideally the hope on this aspect. I think like Jonathan, I think his main focus on is he wants to see work done, but I think he'd be a good person to do guided trails, guides and stuff through them to the mushroom hunting and stuff. I think he's already contacted the library about doing another one through that. And I think there was another gentleman that was on that was a bird watcher to find individual tasks for each one of these people as we get going. But I mean, right now we all want to see, obviously, when you get the trail reblazed and then get the kiosks fixed up and some of the signs done. And then from there we can figure out what it is everybody wants to do while they're there. Is your main focus want to do the guided trail walks? Is your main focus want to just sit and walk it every day? If there's maintenance that needs to be done, like what it is that you want to, I think that's because I don't want to delegate to people what they want to do. They're volunteering to do this. I want to see what you want to do more or less than anything else.
Yeah, I think like you said, it would be
But we got to get to that
neat
point.
if like each person's, whatever their kind of specialty or interest is something that they could do. So let's say, like you said, so the bird watcher goes out, right? So
Yeah.
person that's very, an avid bird watcher, they go, they inspect the trails, they walk the trails, but then at the same time, maybe they identify, this is a good spot to see this, this, and this, you know, similar to what Steve kind of had on his map. And then, you know, kind of pass that along, and then it can get added, be it to the board or something, you know, hey, if you're interested in, you know, such and such has been spotted at this location, you know, that kind of thing.
Ooh. So if we could set up like something on our website too, to have like updated reports of like somebody was out here and I saw this here, you know, and just keep and people would contribute. And then I don't know, I just garbled that, but that's, you got what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
And I think you can, if I remember correctly, I think you can set up a group, like an iNaturalist. And so maybe we could set up like an Ayer, you know, Pine Meadow Trail group or something, you know? Maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point. I think that right now we there's just certain upkeep, maintenance things that need to get done first, and then we can bring it to that at this point. But that's the whole hope on this, is to get that aspect of it. Because I mean, as it is now, as an active, just work, you know, the first few months working in the office here, with people calling and saying, "Oh, I was at Pine Meadows, the tree was down. Yeah, can you get someone out there?" And instead of being like going out and go, "Oh, how long has this tree been sitting?" Because it's such an active community that uses it already, that those reports are already coming in, and some people are like, "Oh, I just moved it out of the way, I cleaned it up myself." It's like, "Oh, okay." So that stuff already happens, which is actually it's fantastic. Right. It's just the signage at this point that's been neglected, that needs to get done, and then we can move on. Yeah, and I think that's the whole point of it, is to get that.
Maybe like you said, right? So get the signage done, because you don't want to be kind of advertising all these great things and then have people get lost out there.
Yes, exactly.
You get the quick negatives, or it's like, we went out to see all this great stuff, and
we went out to go look at it, and why is the signs falling down or so faded? You know, I don't want to advertise and be like, "Come see how great this land is." People go, it's not. Like, it's a nice piece of property. It's not well maintained as far as like the signage goes.
Yeah.
Stress on the 2 May dates, especially the first one. We're getting out early this year before the heat.
Before the heat and the bugs,
and then we can think about
in hopes before the heat and the bugs,
Yeah. We'll invite people out when the bugs are out.
Yeah. And then, so that's the hope for that. And like I said, I ordered the sign, just wait for them to come in. I'm assuming they'd be in sooner than later, because it's been, 2 weeks? So they should be in soon. So we can have those to do that for the 4th. And then we can look at what other signage we need to do and where I can get those and what the cost on those will be. And other funding sources for those as well.
That's good.
And when you do setting the dates, I can also, if you send me a blurb, I can post it on the Ayer Community Facebook page too.
Very good.
Yeah. Or Jen could as well. She's on there.
I'll post there.
Which I finally got accepted to.
Oh, dear.
I think my daughter had to do something special. I don't know. Maybe I answered a question wrong and they
We did
didn't
try
like
to
me.
block them, didn't we?
They got my message.
Didn't work.
George, if you ever want to get on it.
I'm on it.
Community page?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were on Facebook.
He's on the dark web version.
Are you now going to get inundated with friend requests?
I won't bother you, I promise.
I will.
Great. Anything else on the land stewards? For
No,
Pine
that's it for now.
Okay.
John.
Sure.
Meadow? Are we going to solidify then?
Yeah, we're gonna tell them we're gonna do the 4th. Is there any specific time that anybody wants to do on the 4th, or is there a time that doesn't work for? I don't know how many of you are gonna go.
Start at like 9 or...
9. Okay, that's what I figured. 9.
Keep it in mind. I won't commit yet, but I'll.
Okay, I just want to give it. There's a time that if anybody, I think 9's good.
Was that like
I have a thing
3
at
weeks
noon,
from this Saturday?
What?
Was it 3 weeks from this Saturday? Basically.
I have so many things coming up.
Yes.
In
I have
yeah.
a calendar right here. I can look it up. Don't
I've
worry
got
about
it. It's 3 weeks from
It
this.
is.
Yes, I have so
Thank
much
you.
stuff coming up. Yeah, it is. It's 3 weeks. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Next item, conservation updates.
Okay, prepare to be inundated with dates. The April 22nd is the Earth Day event through Devon's and the McPherson Road from 2 to 6 p.m. Unfortunately, due to the fact that town meeting is that evening at 7, makes it difficult for me to be able to have a table at that event, because I would
So
be at town all day.
why is it on a Monday?
I don't know, they changed it.
That's April 22nd, which is Earth Day.
It's actual Earth Day, yeah, they changed it to have it from the Friday of school vacation week to actual Earth Day. It's, yeah, with town meeting that night, it's too much for me to try to attend both, and I have to go to town meeting, so, we will not have a table this year for that. The DPW won't either for the same reason, because it is town meeting night. We all have other things to go, but just wanted everybody to know that they will be closing McPherson Road and having the bikes, people bring bikes and scooters and stuff on that, and Pace will be there, and the garden club and stuff. So if anybody does want to attend, that's that date.
What time is town meeting?
7:00. On April 20th, excuse me, there is something on the 20th. The planting day for the Peroni Park through the National River Watershed Association is on that date, from 9 to 1. You can register through the National River Watershed Association, just so they can have an idea of number of people that are going to be there for that. I have signed up to go, to help them plant and control invasive species for that day for, I don't know how long, I don't think I'm going to stay the whole day, but I'll go for a couple hours on that Saturday, if anybody else wants to attend that. And then on the 27th is the 1-year anniversary for the Pocket Forest over on East Main Street, from 11 to 2. And I will be there for that event as well. We'll be doing mini tours of both sections of that Pocket Forest. So we will be there for that as well.
Has there been any sort of like assessment? How did things fare for this?
That is how I'm going to address my group when I do mine, is more or less of how everyone's feelings are about it, what their concerns are, how can we address them, how I can help answer them. I might bring a couple of my tree identification books if people seem to get bored with that and they want to try to identify something that's out there.
More like, how did has the vegetation, I haven't been out by it.
Oh, is it grown? Oh, it's all grown.
Yeah, everything seemed good? Okay.
There was, I guess, a lot of the, I guess, what did Alan say? Some of the trees, the bunnies did a number on some of the stuff out there, but there is stuff that has taken and grown. I think the amount of loss was higher than expected,
Okay.
but there is vegetation growing in there beyond the weeds that you see.
Good.
Because I've been going out there a couple times last summer and weeding through, and there was quite a bit that had taken. It's hard to tell. It was hard to tell with the weeds that were in there, but they were there. They'll grow up and do what they need to do. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so and I would always pick knotweed too when I was there, and pretty much remediated it for the most part, and it'll come back, but it doesn't take long to do that. But that's it for dates. What do we got now? The 42 Park Street, they've started that project, inspected the silt fence and erosion controls. They were installed and fixed what needed to be, and so we'll be going back and doing a weekly inspection or so on that site as they're continuing to do the foundation work and site work over there. 33 3rd Street was before the planning board on Tuesday.
Before you leave Park Street, though.
What?
I said before you leave Park Street. Didn't they say that they were gonna take the roof off and do the roof
Yes.
and then work down floor by floor? And I walked by and was like,
what
it's
happened?
gone.
What happened?
The whole building.
Yeah, the whole building's gone.
Oh,
What happened was when they went to open it up after they took the roof off to go in and start doing the demo down to the studs, they realized it was worse than they expected. They had Charlie come out, the building commissioner, to review it, and he said it was not salvageable.
Okay.
So
I mean,
it
I kind of
wasn't.
figured as much, but it just like,
So it was
one thing
inspected,
and
and
then-
it was determined that it wasn't salvageable, so
Okay.
they took the whole building down. I was actually there as they were taking it down. It was kind of neat. Planning board met for 33 3rd Street. They're doing a site visit next Thursday, 18th. Yeah, next Thursday. The town planner's out next week, so I'll be going with the planning board for that to help them answer any questions in regards to that. There is a lot of questions and they need to be answered for as far as the road work and stormwater going to the bioretention area. So I will be there for that to help them answer any questions. If I need to report anything back to you and you guys on that, I will. Air Solar 2 is looking for their final sign off. The planning, I believe some members of the planning board, myself, DPW, town planner, will be going out on the 24th at 9 to do that final, to do a site walk of that property.
So
To
DPWU,
town planner, and I believe some members of the planning board, I'm not 100% sure yet, I'll know tomorrow, along with GPR. I don't know if he will be here or not.
and then after that, they'll,
After that, it'll be an assessment of if they are allowed to have their sign off or not, or if there's outstanding items that need to be
and
addressed.
if they're signed off, then they can turn it on, right? Or is it on now?
As far as we know, it's not on because they can't until it's signed up. Charlie needs to do his final inspection before they get their occupancy, so there's still a couple steps on there. Ours is still contingent of the, we're still waiting for the conservation restriction from, where he said he's still waiting to hear back from the state on that. And then we still have one more growing season to get through on the replication areas.
Do we got trees in the tree boxes yet?
There is button bush in the tree boxes, which that's a whole issue, but they've taken, so that's fine.
Button bushes?
Yes. And anything else?
So after this summer, fall, then can they apply for a COC this fall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they extended it, so yeah, it's more or less to be this fall. 91 Groton Harvard Road is before the planning board on their next meeting on the 23rd for their site plan review.
Which one is this?
That is the old Berkey Trucking Company.
Oh, right.
That piece of property, the only abutters to that happen to be town properties. We happen to be one of them.
It's the one where the crane came from,
Yes.
right? Okay.
I don't know if it would be beneficial to the planning board at all or to the town. I just thought of this because we're the only abutters. I don't want a whole quorum of the Conservation Commission to go, but it may be beneficial to express some of our concerns as far as having a trucking company, stormwater, whatever, that close to a conservation land, to have a member or two of the Conservation Commission attend that meeting. I mean, I'll be there obviously, and it's in my comments to them in regards to some of the stormwater flow and the core habitat area that's on that property.
What's the date again?
The 23rd.
What do they intend to do there?
They are putting up a building, redoing some of the parking, grading, and some stormwater management on site. There's just some questions on
They're just
regards.
gonna store trucks there, basically, or
Yeah,
equipment?
yeah.
Okay.
So our basic concern would be moving the parking further from that slope.
Yeah, and the stormwater as well.
Yeah.
So because we're really the only abutters besides the DPW. If anybody wanted to go to that and just hear what the planning board had to say and express any concerns that we might have as abutters.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I think just some good guardrails might be sufficient.
Yeah, that is in my comments, that is in the town planner's comments, and I believe it's in the DPW's comments as well, because of the incidents that did occur, and I am including pictures on that report. The other issue is, and it's hard to tell with the property line because it's not staked out, but when you walk on the trails, you can see, when you brush away some of the leaves, because it's a 25-foot berm according to their plans, that slope. It's starting to, you can find some gravel on the, whether it's still on their property or if it's coming into ours, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So I did put a request in there that slope should probably be more stabilized than it currently is, but again, I don't know.
You think the gravel has migrated?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because it's from where the crane had gone over, and according to the plans, it's hard to tell where the property line is, and I don't think they've really staked that part out when they did the plans because they're not really doing any work there. So there's no definitive markers, I don't think, out on site. Because they're like, oh, we're not going over there, it's fine, but I'm like, there's gravel.
Did the planning board require that?
What?
definitive marking of the property line?
They can, they haven't opened their hearing yet, and when you look at the site plan, it kind of just ends, and you can see that there's still property lines that
Yeah.
they didn't finish, so it's hard to tell from that if that gravel that I found on site is indeed their property, or if it is ours, but it's
Yeah.
one of those things where, like, if I'm already seeing it
But maybe the
5 to 10
placement-
feet away,
Yeah.
like, what are the odds that it's not gonna keep moving?
Yeah, so maybe like they could ask for some bounds or
Yeah,
something.
I may ask for that
Yeah.
when they open the hearing, and so we can verify what's going on with that. Either way, it's in a vegetated forest area, so.
When you were up at the top after the crane fell, what was the slope of the pavement / gravel that's up there? Does it slope?
It slopes towards, and that's how some of the grading proposed is now. They have, on the plans, they do show some grading that is having everything go, I think, from elevation 313 to 308 towards that slope, and then it goes from 308 or 305 down to 285 at the bottom. That's, I can tell, it's a 25-foot hill.
But they're going to do some stormwater management on
They are
site.
doing some stormwater management on site.
Could they possibly grade the stormwater so it sort of flows into the parking area?
That's my
And
suggestion.
into a-
Right.
Is to not pitch it towards the berm, and that's my comment, that's the town planners, and I believe the DPW's comments as well.
Yeah, it would be nice to see, just like the blacktop asphalt kind of berm around the whole perimeter of the place to keep any oil, whatever, from whatever they're going to be storing there, because cranes leak like a sieve.
Yeah, and then that's in the
that
comment
well.
that I had, that we already had an instance, and thankfully nothing had spilled on it, but
Yeah.
You know, when you go on the trail there and going around that slope towards the Boy Scout Bridge, there's that little teeny wooden bridge. And that streamlet there, I remember some years it used to be this really metallic, glow-in-the-dark green.
yeah, I had to go out because one woman was saying that it was orange. I had to call it was
orange.
orange.
Could've been.
And I went out, it was an iron deposit that got daylighted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what caused it, because I could smell it. I go, I've smelled that before.
Yeah.
And I asked him, he goes, no, I went, he looked at his iron. I go, that's what I thought. And I know I smelled it before as a kid. And yeah, okay. Because I touched the leaves, I'm like, I'm orange. I go, I think that's just natural. But yeah, that was an iron deposit that just daylighted and got oxidized. So, but I mean, yeah, we have the dump there, and you have that site. It's a tricky. That's why there is a monitoring well
Yeah.
over by the pond. So, but I wanted to throw it out there to see if any of the commission members could attend, and make sure we don't have a quorum, but to have one or two of you guys just show up would be nice.
You said the 23rd?
The 23rd
I don't think I can go.
at 6:15.
I'll try and go.
Okay.
6:15 at night?
Oh,
They start-
23rd.
yeah,
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yep. Okay. That's all I have.
That's it? Okay.
Oh,
Anything else?
yeah.
Oh, it's I have told you that the warrant article for the pond treatment is on the, for town meeting, which is,
25, you said last time.
yeah, it's 25, which is the 22nd. So I will be at town meeting if anybody has any questions in
Oh, so
regards to
that's
that.
quite a week. So 22nd town meeting.
23rd planning board, 24th is us.
No,
25th.
25th is us.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I always have just all meetings in a week. Oh, and then if anyone's interested, the Stormwater Utility Fund working group meets tomorrow, a hybrid meeting if they want to watch what we do with that.
No.
Prepare yourself for fall town meeting and just learn all about it.
Alrighty. That's it?
That's it.
Jen, anything?
The Ayer Library is having an intro to birds and bird watching on May 1st, if anyone is interested in getting into that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Birds.
Bird, like birding.
Intro to birding.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up so I can give you the exact. Where'd it go?
May
Yeah,
1st?
May 1st from 6:30 to 7:30.
Which is a Wednesday.
It's with the Mass Autobahn. And there are currently 20 spaces of 30 available. Intro to birds and bird watching with Mass Autobahn.
There's not be a lot of people that need an intro. They're already avid birders.
I mean, I think that refreshers are always helpful.
There's
I
a
think
lot of
intros can
birds.
always be, yeah,
There's always room to learn.
exactly. Find out what makes birds unique with the animal within the animal kingdom, where and how to locate birds in different settings, and basic bird biology and behavior. Could be cool.
Dinosaurs among us.
That's it.
All right. Jess?
Nothing,
Nothing?
nothing.
George?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
I got nothing.
All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
8:06.
We are adjourned.
Hi, man.
Cool.
Well